Hey everybody, this is Perch. Let's go to the mailbag. Here's an interesting question. The subject line reads, "Why are people in comics arrogant assholes?" Okay, I'm curious what kind of point of view this person has. No, I'm not honestly, but let's see this take. Um, yeah, I'm honestly curious. But here we go. Uh, Hey, Perch. Appreciate listening to your show. Hope you're feeling better. Sorry you had a scare a while back. It was scary. I was honestly so this. I'm very honest with you. It was one of the I was legitimately scared there. There's a period of time of actually being worried about things, and I've been a pretty happy-go-lucky guy by and large. So that was worrisome. I think that my general attitude is tends to be pretty upbeat. It's not how I'm thinking inside. I've told people. Well, I haven't told people. My wife, of course, knows. Really close friends know that I'm a glass half empty guy, and there's probably a lot more that could be said there. And if I was on Twitter, I could put lots of various psychology around that. But I'm that's not the side that most people see. So it legitimately scary. So thank you very much for the well wishes, as all of you. I appreciate that. I think, yeah, generally, I think people would be surprised by what goes on in my head. But anyway, we'll get back to that. It says there's a couple other things here which I'm going to ignore because they're very nice and nobody wants to hear that. So it goes. I've had a question that's been in my head for a while, and that question is, why are so many people who get into comics turn out to be arrogant assholes? One of the things I like about this show is that you don't seem to have people's. Okay, I'm not going to repeat that. Basically, the person's describing oral sex, saying, who's kidding who? One thing I like about your show is that you don't put everybody's dick in your mouth like so many of the other YouTubers out there who fall over themselves to praise people from Mark Wade to Ethan Van Sciver. I get tired of seeing everybody constantly give these people blowjobs in order to get a faintest amount of attention. Okay. Wow, tell me how you actually feel. Um, Jesus Christ. Oh, it goes on. Even people like Eric July, it's ridiculous how many people are now giving him constant fellatio for what? I guess just to stroke his ego, but does he even need that? All right. Then there's some. Okay, I'm skipping a second time this mail to the next paragraph. It goes on in graphic detail. Anyway, okay, here's the crux of the question. However, when I look at it, lots of people in comics seem like they have out of control egos. From everyone from Mags to Vita to Ethan to everyone, they're constantly patting themselves on the back, and yet their ego seems paper thin if you push on it. Is this something comics does to people where it generates these people who, let's face it, are super insecure, but at the same time constantly need reinforcement and reassurance? This also shows up in their comics. You cannot read a Vita Ayala comic without there being characters constantly validating each other and telling themselves and each other how good they are. To me, it just sounds like somebody who's praying and begging for that to happen in real life. What is it about comics that creates these kinds of personalities? Is this just a place for narcissists? Okay. There's a lot. It was a lot in there. There's a lot of people right now in the comments writing, next time, Perch, just read the entire fucking mail. Okay. So I'd be lying if I didn't say that I hadn't felt similar to the person writing this mail at times, because maybe from an odd reason. When I've gone to Comic Cons, listen to that. Did you hear that? Could you hear that? Again, jackass in Texas with no muffler. You're driving a piece of shit 1980s crap car that looks like the door was removed at one point and replaced by another door, and you are boldly driving down the road with no muffler. Anyway, God, drive me crazy. Texas, y'all. Anyway, meanwhile, I drive by a billboard that's saying, "Let's end the streak of Texas road fatalities." Jesus Christ, what's going on here? Anyway, yeah. I don't belong in Seattle. I don't belong here. I belong in Puerto Rico. That's where I belong. No, Panama. I belong in Panama. Good rum down there. All right, sorry, that derailed the entire course of the conversation. Look, when I've gone to Comic Cons and I've met people who are humble in comics, it's always very striking to me. It always comes across like a smack in the face of fresh air, and it's really nice. And I find myself like wanting to do anything for these people, the people who are humble. I just like I want to bend over backwards to help them out in any way I can, because it isn't the typical attitude. Now, this is maybe a little bit unfair because a lot of people in comics you don't hear from. They just do their job, they shut the fuck up, they take the check, they move on. That is most people. The ones that are noisy are super noisy. They are the ones who are, and particularly, it's the Venn diagram of social media plus comic creator, where that meets in the middle is out of control ego. And normally it's so out of control and so shallow that it makes you crazy. I mean, look, Mags Visaggio, who is somebody that way too many people obsess about. But Mags came into some money recently, or so her Twitter or Facebook would have you believe. She talks about how she got a big payday. She's instantly bragging about the money she made. She's going on and on about how she's loaded and she's got cash and all kinds of happy shit about how well she's doing. Now, granted, I get a little bit having, maybe been beat up for a while. You want to go out and say, screw you. I deserve some praise because I got some money. Okay. Again, I don't think you need to do that. But when you're writing something about, she writes, I recommend a song about British TERFs being a bunch of dipshit. I recorded a song about British TERFs being a bunch of dipshit bigots. By the way, there's no way that's a fun song to listen to. I don't care. It's not going to be a summer hit. Then she follows it up with, fuck it. Here is a free version of my EP. I just got a big paycheck, so I'm good for a minute. There's tons of humble brags all over her stuff. Keep in mind, though, 6 weeks ago, she had a GoFundMe because she needed to get money to pay bills. So, and in fact, one of those GoFundMes a while back talked about, I need something to tide me over and I'll pay you back. So now she's in money. Is she paying those people back? I mean, I hope so. But regardless of all that, some humility. Don't go all over. Don't go all over with this stuff. I mean, here's another tweet by somebody who I won't mention that literally reads, it's weird how being unconventionally attractive again means people want to date me, but then I remember that dating is awful and I don't do people well. I mean, I do people well, but I don't do people well. And you're looking at this, you're like, what the fuck are you talking about? Why in the goddamn world do you do this? And it does make you crazy for a while, and then you learn just to tune those people out or mute them. There's a lot of people in comics I've muted. Not because they even know I exist, but simply I don't want their weird little humble brag bullshit stuff to show up on my timeline. I don't want to, it makes me think worse of them. Because it always screams, I am insecure. That's how this stuff is. Every time somebody's patting their, like, I am a superstar of comics. What it says is, I have got a tiny dick. Every time. Every fucking time. I wouldn't know because I'm drowning in pussy myself. So, sorry, just kidding. Just kidding. That's the kind of stuff people do. I don't know. It is. There's a lack of humility, but again, the thing is, the people who have humility, like here's a guy. There's many have been interviewed on this show. One of the consistent threads, not everyone, but many of the people who have been interviewed on this show. One thing you'll notice about them, they are humble as fuck. These people are like, they are the people you would absolutely want to have dinner with, to drink with, hang out with, because they just seem like good people. And they are. They seem like that way because they are. Well, I'll pull out one guy as an example. Ben Templesmith. Fucking, that guy rocks. Humble as fuck. That guy is, like, here's somebody who's got so much talent coming out of them that, it's got a higher infection rate than COVID. That's sorry. I shouldn't use that analogy. No, that guy is incredibly talented. And yet you talk to him And it's like he's never like bragging about the shit he does. Just just amazing. There's another one, by the way. Follow his Twitter account. He's just posting art. He's doing something with Inktober right now. He's like, here's some art. I'm doing some art. And you look at it and you're like, holy shit, you're amazing. You know, this is the 30 Days of Night drawer, and he's done a million things, including Felt, right? Everybody loves Felt. Sorry. He's an incredible creator, done incredible things. Humble. And as a result, when you see his stuff, you just want to keep follow. You want to support him. So let's say that he's an evil genius, which he very well might be, and he's actually super egotistical, super arrogant. But he's figured out that if he comes across humble, people will give him more money because nobody really likes giving money to an arrogant prick. And so he survives better. Now, I think he's genuinely a nice guy, but at some point, some of these people you'd think would be more humble. And by the way, when you're humble, you shouldn't brag about like, I am so humble. I'm the most humble person in comics. That's what's so amazing about me. That's not being humble. You have mistaken it. It feels like, you know, Trump's personality of being like, I'm the greatest, the best, this is the biggest crowd, everything. It looks like people, some people listened to that and went, oh yeah, that could be me. I could do that. It's like, don't do that. Don't. It doesn't work long term. And you're just going to make an ass out of yourself. You know, you're going to get some people who are following you because you're a lol cow. Ah, yes, that's right. Not an LOL cow. Although I still think I hate the entire term and the entire concept. So LOL cow fits it better because I have complete disrespect for the entire term itself. But whatever, lol cow. That's what you are. Anyway, I don't know. There is something about comics that generates more of this for sure. What it is, I don't know. Not a therapist. The only thing I can come up with is tiny dick. So, you know, I don't know what you do for the women there, but, you know, tiny dick. But being more serious, somewhere along the line, people came to the conclusion this was charming. And then here we are. It's not charming. I mean, honestly, it's one of the least charming possible things you can do. So be humble. Be like Ben Templesmith. Be that guy. Please be that guy. It's so much nicer, so much better, so much more enjoyable. Be that. It's so much better. Anyway, there we are. There we are. That was one of the most vulgar mails I've gotten. That wasn't, you know, calling me out. I don't. Again, I get some nasty ass mails coming my way. I don't know what it is, but I do seem to generate people who get really, really pissed. And just because I get people who are pissed on both sides doesn't mean I sit the fence. It means there are idiots on both sides. That's their problem, not mine. But holy shit, I get just the nastiest mails. I don't know. I'm always surprised. Just again, being candid and honest with you here, I'm always surprised I generate any passion. You know, listen to Mumbles. You know, this show is boring as hell. That's he's got it right in that one way. You know, everything else he's wrong on, and you know he's a worthless troll. But otherwise, he's right on that one. If this show is generating that kind of passion, dude, it's not worth it. I say with all humility, it's definitely not worth it. Anyway, like and subscribe. Anyway, like and subscribe, folks. For every subscriber, an angel gets their wings. Yay! Thanks for listening.